Welcome to humanity. This is our one.
Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes is what it took.
This is Brock Lesnar, and you're listening to FightNet Radio.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. I'll fight anybody on FightNetRadio.com.
But it's a fact. You know what I mean? How dare them even challenge me, these fighters? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? With their primitive boxing skills. You know what I mean? They're as good as dead.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to FightNet Radio. Lehana Chandru-Labouche. Starting for the third time. That's not unusual. Here's the format of the show. Andrew Labouche is the passionate, yet exceptionally excitable amateur boxer and passionate boxing writer. My job, as many of you can tell, is to come up with really dumb humor and to make you look at the show, to do stupid things. If you were one of the people last week who just looked at the title of the show and said, oh, what stupid stunt is Lee doing this week? You should have listened to the show. I thought it was an exceptional joke that I set up that went on for a good 15 minutes. I believe I was fighting the Klitschko's, Tyson, Mayweather, and Conor McGregor within the first 15 minutes of the show last week. I had agreed under contract for all of those. But I digress. We're on to this week. And this week we're talking, what you didn't hear was Andrew in our first recording say, Errol-Spence is the crowning of our new superstar. I would venture to say this. Errol-Spence, Andrew, is the new person to avoid Triple G. How'd I do?
Yeah, you know, he's he's two divisions away from that. I don't see that being hot right now. He looks like the new guy at 147. And Lee, there's so many fights at the welterweight division. I don't think Spence is going to be worried about anyone pressuring him to move up to middleweight here anytime soon.
Do we need to have a discussion about this fight in general? First and foremost, I guess we need to talk about this fight. The first 6 rounds dominated by Kell Special K Candy. You look like a candy cane, right?
Look yeah, and I think you got to start with the whole situation, Lee. Going into this fight, this is a very, very scary moment for Spence. Not only is this his first title shot, he's going in against a fighter with 27,000 people behind him, and you could feel the atmosphere through the television last night. You know, they just had that. Oh, Lee, that was I don't know if you had it up, but I had my sound up. Those 27,000 were not quiet.
Was there alcohol involved?
They just had a terrible terrorist act out there last week. Emotions were running high. This was very similar to me when I seen Bernard Hopkins go up against Trinidad. Bernard Hopkins was a big-time underdog, yet Trinidad was coming into his backyard after a terrorist attack, and Bernard went off of that motivation, and it really looked like Kell Brook was playing to that emotion early in the fight. If any of you watched and listened, they were talking about how Kell Brook was being very aggressive in the first 3 rounds. And you heard Lee say it right now that he swept the first 6. And I'm not arguing that. I thought Steve Farhood's scoring 4 rounds to 2 going into round 7 was a perfect scorecard. That's what
you know what? No, I don't agree.
You just had him sweeping the first 6.
No, I had him sweeping the first 6. I might even have him, up until the 7th round. I would say the 7th round is when I saw any life. I think didn't Farhood give up 1 round early on?
Yes, Lee. He had it 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2 going into 7. Farhood obviously smokes crack.
No, what was happening there was you had 27,000 cheering for one guy, and anything that he did, and I kept pointing it out, the situation that was happening. There was some shots, and Showtime even did a good job of coming back and saying that they had it wrong. There were shots being landed that weren't landed, and everyone would jump up screaming. You got Kell Brook playing to the emotion, raising his hand or giving a little fist pump, and the judges were giving them those close rounds. Going into this fight, Lee, we knew that Spence was going to have to dominate for 3 minutes for him to win the swing rounds. I think last night's scorecard reflected that right away. In the first 6 rounds, I mean, there were some rounds that were close. Looked like Spence was landing the cleaner shots. What Spence wasn't doing was landing enough of them. He wasn't being consistent. He was going punch for punch in the beginning of the fight. Could have been nerves. It's the kid's first time. That's a huge match he's in, a lot of people. So I'm not knocking him in the first 6 rounds on the way he was fighting, but I knew he was behind on cards. You can also see, though, Spence was landing the cleaner, more effective, harder punches. Look I don't know, this has to go back to the whole situation that Kell Brook was in coming into this fight, but he was lunging a little too much, coming off of his feet when he threw the lead right hand. The lead right hand's landing, but you can't come off of your feet and expect to have the same power as if your back foot was planted and you're driving into the punch. So yes, he was landing, Lee, but he wasn't landing with the same power that Spence was landing with. Spence was calm. He was firing off his combos. He was landing with his feet planted. There was a big difference in that. But yeah, excellent first 6 rounds.
I was fairly bored with the first 6 rounds. Just to be honest. I mean, I tried to tolerate out the first 6 rounds. My food was rather dull. I mean, I had food, Andrew, and a fight to me is an excuse to eat, as if I needed one. And, the first 6 just didn't do anything for me. Whatever happened in round 7 was fantastic. Now, 7 through the finish of the fight were good fights. It was back and forth. What I found most interesting was just how much, and people are going to say I'm a hater, but Andrew, am I wrong? Special K Brooks is a bit of a bitch.
Listen, there's a few things that could happen here.
Really?
Bad luck.
Let's talk about the knockdown. All right, let's start there. Don't get me all fired up. I've had more coffee than you.
Don't get me all fired up.
All right? First of all, let's talk about that knockdown. Really? That's what knocked you down, huh? Getting ready to throw the fight? I want to know how much cash is passing under the table for this thing.
No. I don't see that at all.
Really?
I see it.
You thought that knockdown was legit instead of somebody looking tired?
He looked broke mentally.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe Kell Brook has a problem mentally.
Or he's a bitch.
That's gonna keep him. See, I don't want to say that. I'm not gonna go that far, but I will tell you guys this. I will never put money on Kell Brook.
You'd say that about Chavez Jr.
I will never. No, I don't call fighters that get in the ring. I won't call him that, Lee. Listen, his heart has to come into question.
Bitch for getting into the ring.
You're so stupid. No, I didn't. So I called you crazy. Look where was I going to go with that?
I don't know. You're going to tell me about the knockdown. You think he does not have the... Wait. I'll use the correct word. You don't believe he has the right mental stamina.
Yes. I believe when you bring the pressure to Kell Brook, he will fold if he sees that he's not being effective with his own offense.
Question, if I make the title of this show, Kell Brooks does not have mental stamina, how many people are going to think that I just misspelled it? How many tweets, how many boards are going to say, this dumb idiot can't even spell stamina? Now, the true fans of the show are going to listen and go, or see the title and go, that's funny. All 5 of them, Andrew, like your cousin and all your friends are going to go, that's funny. Bro, that's funny. That fucking white guy's funny, dude. So you think he's just weak mentally?
There's 3 things it could be. It's either bad luck, right? He's got 2 big fights where he ended in injuries. They're saying his other eye socket is now broken. Don't believe it, but that's what they're reporting.
Oh, no, and don't tell me that punch to the eye that ended the fight wasn't the bitch close of the fight. That's
it's not. I'm going to tell you what ended this fight, and Showtime missed it. It's not, when you go back, watch the replay.
I'm watching it right now.
Okay,
all you have to do is go to Showtime.
Watch the left uppercut to the ribs. There is what starts that knockdown.
Oh, really? It's not him saying to the referee, nah.
Oh, no, he can't breathe.
He's having a conversation. I'm watching the video again.
Watch the knockdown, not him getting up. When Spence hits him,
Hold on, everybody can hear it in the background. You can't. I don't know if it's actually recording. I'm watching it on Twitter. No, there's no uppercut. He just basically catches one to the eye, and that's it.
No, well, then you're not watching far enough. Let's get. If you guys watch the replay,
Right, left. Okay, there's an uppercut to the breadbasket,
and he's done. His arm drops, and now he's in survival mode. Another flurry.
Yeah, they're showing it, but it's not that fantastic.
It is.
Being
It's a
very
perfect.
kind.
No. It's a perfectly planned punch.
Okay, all you have to do for anybody who wants to go watch just that piece, it's a minute. There's a minute 35 left, round 11 of 12. It's on the Showtime Boxing Twitter feed. That's what you heard in the background, if it actually recorded, as I watch it. But you can watch literally the close of this fight and watch Eddie Hearn look like somebody just stole the golden goose. Yes, Eddie Hearn in the background, really literally right underneath. He goes to one knee right in front of Eddie Hearn. No, he's talking. He's not out of breath. He's not having a problem speaking. He's literally saying no, and he's shaking off the fight.
He's done. He's done. The
He's
body shot, it crippled him. It paralyzed him.
Okay.
It's a pain that he could not get over. The combos were still coming, and he goes down. The fight is over.
So he's a bitch.
Listen, you call him whatever you want, Lee. I'm not calling him that. That guy fucking went through 2 fights where he had eye damage. I'm not calling him that. You see what those guys do, I can't.
Quitter?
So I'm not you.
Quitter. Will you go with quitter?
Stop it. I don't know what it is. I'm not in his head mentally. It's 3 things that could make Kell Brook this type of fighter, and all 3 of them put him in a category where I don't want to see him anymore. I don't care which one it is. You can say heart, you can say bad luck, you can say injury prone. Whatever fucking one you pick, I don't want to see him in a big fight again, because you know why? I'm going to say every time he's probably going to get hurt. This guy has bad luck of getting injuries, or this guy mentally cannot go through a 12-round beatdown. His eye last night did not look damaged to what it did against Triple G. Okay? I think it's total BS, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the doctors will find a hairline fracture in his skull.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to refer to former correspondent Gabriel Montoya, right? Of the Next Round, I'll even get a plug to their show, right? Gabe Montoya. A fighter knows when to stop and not get labeled a quitter because of it is something boxing should learn from MMA. So,
oh, God. Stop it. This is not what we pay for. You know, you want to go spend $30 to watch an MMA card in some Ohio gym at a high school? Go ahead. But this is not what you pay for when you're talking $1,000 front row seats. I don't care which one it is. Kell Brook is now off the list.
You know what? Fighters. Here's the truth, and nobody's going to like this answer.
He's done.
If it was some lily-ass white English dude who quit, let me tell you the amount of shit talking that would be going on right now in the media, on Twitter. You think I'm kidding, but that's the reality.
No, I've heard a lot of people say he quit. There's a lot of fans that
not
say
as much,
he needs to retire.
Be honest. And look,
I'm
not saying that there's racism in boxing, which there is.
He didn't get respect.
No, he didn't get respect.
In every sport. What are you talking
my God.
about?
Boxing.
Go look at the football. You're telling me they don't have racism in football? Come on now. They've been talking about that for years. They have.
You know what?
They have the Rooney Rule. They have the Rooney Rule in football. Stop it.
The more important thing, Andrew, St. George Groves, new world champ.
Yeah, 4-time. Yeah.
You know why that's important? Because England needs white people because they don't have enough of them.
Hey, Lee, listen, that's why Kell Brook needed to get up last night. He really did. He look at that whole place got quiet when that dude went down to one knee. Yeah, I know it's like, oh, it's just a fight. We shouldn't be that connected. But I got to go back to 9/11 and when Bernard beat Trinidad, the excitement that we all had off of that. He did something that he wasn't supposed to. He overcame. You understand? And right now they are facing a crisis out there, and Kell Brook could have symbolized that country. Okay, he could have put his people on his back last night. And I'm not saying to win the fight, but damn it, stand up and fight.
You know,
for
I
12.
had a
And
really
if you're gonna
K6 joke.
fucking go
I have
down-
a